WNYWaterCooler.com.
Tell me that your life is awful. You're a clown, Steve. I'm tired of the clown show. Tired of it. You've got a playoff team. You got a team that's won 3 in a row, and you're miserable because you love being miserable because that's what you're
I'm
about.
not scared of the Patriots. I don't think they're any better than us. I think they're old. I think it's just a matter of time before these guys break down. Their quarterback is. There's a reason why no one plays at that age. If he takes one hit, he gets blindsided by Oliver one time, it's a broken clavicle and his career is over. Edelman, old and frail as well. They don't scare me, man. This team doesn't scare me. If our offense can put up 20.
Welcome back, WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. Steve, your host, and we're stuck with only coach today.
Sorry to all our listeners. It's just me.
Well, it's not your fault.
What's up,
that
Jan,
you
man?
are you. I guess that is your fault. Well, that was a real great game. Wow.
Hell of a game. Hell of a football game.
So glad that we had built up all that hype and really had so much positivity going into that one, huh?
Well, just like I said on last week's podcast, we were the better team. I think that was clear. On both sides of the football, offensively, we outgained them by 150 yards. Had 24 first downs. They had 11. Averaged 5.3 yards per play. They averaged 3.8. Our offense moved the ball. We just, Allen had his worst game of the season, obviously, and turned the ball over too many times. They got a lucky touchdown on special teams. Lucky, if you want to call it that. And defensively, we suffocated them. I mean, by some metric, it was B's worst game since, 06. So the Patriots are who we thought they were, man. We turned it over too much, and we beat ourselves.
Our coach fucking sucks, and so does our quarterback. I mean,
oh my God.
Is there a time we don't get out-coached by Belichick? I mean, I guess everyone does, so it's kind of a tough measuring stick per se, but, I mean, it could be at least competent?
How did we get out-coached? Because of the special teams touchdown? Are we crediting that to their preparation, us screwing up? Because I'll give you.
How about having no timeouts in the fourth quarter? How about that?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't end up hurting us, but I'm not going to disagree. The timeout usage, I mean, we call it. I feel like Belichick has pulled we're going to punt in a weird situation and make the other team call a timeout move on us 10 times. I just feel like I've seen that before, and I don't even know why you would burn a timeout there. If you still have your defense on the field and not your punt team, who cares? Just don't even put anyone back on D. I'd rather have them punt it and we get it wherever it ends up versus them going for it. I don't know. I just never understood. That was a terrible timeout, 100%. I mean, there's nothing else you can say about it.
Because we have an average at best, he's dumb. I mean, the problem is most NFL coaches are dumb, so calling him dumb compared to other coaches is really saying almost nothing. He got outclassed, outcoached. It was a joke.
Well, it depends how you're grading him. The challenge is he's not a good challenger. I wish there was someone that.
Isn't he 0-9?
It's amazing. I mean, he had 2 challenges. I think he challenged the spot on a play. I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
his forward progress was stopped. I went and bought a beer because I'm not in this. This isn't. Yeah, we're not winning this.
That was a bad challenge, but I think it was. I mean, I think the refs blew the call. I think that the pass interference challenge, they should just get rid of the rule because they're not overturning these. Don't even make it an option. The guy, I mean, I know you were at the game. I don't know if you saw a replay of it or I mean, it was absurd. The Patriots receiver literally rerouted to get cut in front of our defender and tried slew footing him. And because Levi Wallace jumped over his leg and then just fell, and the guy didn't actually make contact with him. It's a legal play. It was absurd. It was clearly interference, but I guess it's not. And I don't know. Don't even allow challenges on those, and it's not going to be overturned. I mean, I can't really blame him for that because it was ridiculous. But the punt and the challenging the spot, those are tough ones to really defend. And I can't remember the other timeout we used in the second half offhand.
Well, the crossing route pass interference, I actually didn't hate that. I kind of thought that we might as well try it because that was a big play, and I thought from the replays I was watching that there was contact on his leg, so I thought he sort of tripped him, but it wasn't clear in the angle if he actually did. But
no, I mean, if you got 20 or 30 seconds to just look at some replays quick, you couldn't really tell if he hit him or not. But when you really slowed it down, then maybe you could. So I don't blame him on that, but I don't know. I just think it's a stupid. Obviously, I wish there was no replay at all, but I think this pass interference thing, they just got to get rid of it ASAP.
McDerr is 1-11, getting a challenge overturned. If I'm reading Pro Football Reference correctly, but 1-11, 1-11.
Yeah, but I'm not going to agree. I mean, I care more about your team's preparation and
having a punter be able to recognize when he could easily just chuck a ball 15 yards over to his left and easily get a first down instead of the ball ending up in our own end zone on a play where most people were going to take a piss at that point.
Now, I don't think that he would have got the pass off, man. That rusher was there so quickly. I think that if Bojorquez turned to try and throw it, he would have just broken 6 ribs, getting a shoulder into his rib cage. I really don't even think. I mean, the problem is someone needs to be aware of what's going on, and they got to block it. They got to bring people in to block these guys.
What is the coach doing? What is the gunner doing? What is the fullback or whoever is in the back doing? What's the punter doing? What's the special teams coach doing? How does no one see that? I don't understand.
I mean, it's on Danny Crossman, 100%. That's
not our fucking.
Either that or it's on
the Dolphins special teams coach. Why is the Dolphins special teams coach in charge of our special teams?
Who's our special teams coach? I don't.
Heath.
Whoever our special teams coach is, it's on him.
It's Heath.
Whatever. It's on him. That's the guy because your team's got to be ready for that, and that's his job. And
I like how all you did was
players blew it.
You Googled Bill's special teams coach, and Danny Crossman comes up, and it says, if you actually read it, it says Dolphins special teams coach. But hey, who needs the details? Who needs the details?
When was he our special teams coach until last season? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know who our special teams coach is. I'm not ashamed about it. I just think that I'm not going to blame the head coach on that. I mean, it was a bad play. What can you say? There's a difference in the game. It was a difference in the game. And the first quarter just couldn't have gone worse. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, though. This team they don't quit, and they really should have won. Even despite spotting New England 13 points in the first quarter, they still should have. They had it. They were right there.
Sitting in front of 20 Patriots fans directly on my neck and an 8-year-old kid, after that play, I almost had a breakdown. He's Farwell. I almost had a breakdown. I almost left the game. I can't I know we're gonna lose, and I know that it's gonna be an ugly bullshit game, and it's always horrible. And I have to watch Patriots fans and their smugness, and they block the punt, they score a touchdown, and they just golf clap, oh well, that's just another touchdown for us. And I'm sitting there, and I almost left, and I almost started crying. It's on repeat, and we lose these games in these ways that are just incredible. They're truly incredible ways to lose these games. They can beat us by 50, or they could get a blocked punt, or they could get a muffed punt, or a muffed kickoff, or a missed field goal, whatever it is, and it's just incredible. I can't believe I stayed the whole game because it was just the guy sitting next to Wheeler. We sit next to Dubs. He left for an entire quarter because we just listening to these Patriots fans is the most insufferable thing that anyone would be subjected to. It was just a nightmare.
If you're a Patriots fan, leaving that game I don't know if any of them are actually realistic about how good they are because they won 6 Super Bowls. They probably just assume they're going to win the Super Bowl again. But how can you leave that game and think that you have like the best team in the league? Like, forget just. I mean, they're. You look at like different power rankings around like these national media outlets, and they're the number 1 team basically.
It doesn't matter,
man.
because they have the best coach, and they have everyone scared of them. It's just the way their persona. Everyone plays differently. They're more scared. Everyone's walking on pins and needles around them. You see that? I mean, the Chiefs, maybe they might be able to just pound them into dust and outscore them. But any other team, they play differently against them. It's in the player's head. It's the opposing coach's head. And you see it in most games they play.
It was definitely a different guy in the first half of this game than he's been all season. Like he looked just. He obviously wasn't gun shy, but he just had this like. He was missing like the short passes that he's been so accurate on so far this season. He was like not setting his feet and throwing. He was just like dropping back and just chucking the ball as fast as he could, or taking deep shots to guys that were covered. Like I don't know what he was doing. I mean,
He looked like every young quarterback. He looked like any young quarterback against the Patriots, except Mahomes. That's what Belichick does. He gets in their head, and that's what they do. They always play like shit. I don't have this. I don't even want to look it up. But against rookie or first or second year quarterbacks, he's probably like 100-0.
He probably is. He really probably. Remember Peyton Manning early in his career when we were in like high school and stuff. Every time he faced the Patriots, he would throw like 4 picks. Ty Law would have like 3 picks a game, and he would just look completely lost. It took him like 8 years to like figure out how to. I don't know. I mean,
it took him 12.
But it was disappointing. It was disappointing though. This was a big like test for our offense, and other than Frank Gore, the ageless wonder.
If we had LaShawn McCoy, I'm going to say this every week until Devin Singletary gets 25 touches a game. If we had LaShawn McCoy in that game, we would have won.
That's ridiculous.
There were multiple runs.
We're 4th in the league in rushing.
So what?
I'm just saying, McCoy, it wouldn't have mattered. He's only getting 10 touches a game.
Gore doesn't break long runs. He has a certain running style that is effective. For
Gore, Singletary.
Singletary has 8 rushes this year. I don't know what he is.
Gore
but if McCoy had some of those holes that Gore did, he would have scored.
I don't know.
I'm looking straight down the field on every play.
McCoy's not exactly a burner. And last season
he has one juke. He has one.
Last season, he's in a situation now where like teams cannot even try and defend the run. You know, like they're gonna. If you bring anyone up to the line to try and stop the run, you're gonna just get torched. And it's an ideal situation for him to get 10 to 12 carries and rush for 50, 60 yards, score a TD every week. Like it's just. If he was on the Bills, it wouldn't be that type of.
Yeah, no shit. He's on the best offense fucking of all time.
Yeah,
but
so I don't think it
but
matters.
that proves that he still is. He's not completely done. If he was completely done, he wouldn't be doing anything.
No, I just think that we talked about this before. They think Singletary's better.
We replaced McCoy with nobody. Yeldon is all right in the passing game.
Essentially Singletary. Because if
and,
McCoy on the team,
so we're counting on a 3rd round rookie who went to some 2-bit college that no one ever really heard of.
Well, let's just wait to see what happens.
And he's hurt.
Singletary before we judge this. Because
I like Singletary, but you can't count a rookie who's never done anything, even in college.
If he can't get healthy and do something, then I'll have to agree with you. But until that, I mean,
until it costs us the Titans game because we're running on Frank Gore and they're going to stuff him.
Singletary's playing this week. All we need is like he'll get what 10. Hopefully he gets like 10 carries. I think he
won't touch the ball until the 4th quarter for some fucking reason.
What?
He won't touch the ball until the 4th fucking quarter for some reason.
We'll see.
Daboll, And the other thing, I was just mad in the first quarter against the Patriots. We come out and what do? We just the same shit. Did we ever think maybe we're playing the Patriots? We should literally take our playbook and throw it in the shredder and just completely do something that they would not expect us to do, but we're not smart enough or we're not inventive enough. We do the same shit always.
I think our game plan of just. I mean,
losing?
I don't really know. I don't know what our game plan
losing.
Really was. Like, we ended up the game. The game ended up with 44, I believe, 44 pass attempts and 22 or something rush attempts. And out of those rush attempts, Allen had like 5. A couple of them were designed runs, the touchdown. I think he had like another design QB draw. But it was basically a 2-to-1 pass to run ratio,
which made 0 sense.
And I don't know if it happened that way because we fell behind early or whatever, but it didn't need to. And it should have been the other way around. We should have just pounded the run.
The whole entire game.
Over and over. And because if we don't turn the ball over, we win the game. It's really just as simple as that. And when you're going up against Belichick, you don't need to be flashy.
You know that Josh Allen's going to turn the ball over 6 or 7 or 8 times a game because he always does. That was even surmountable. The punt block is literally the reason. That's the difference. That was the difference.
But the way we're challenging their secondary, which is the strength of their defense, and we're challenging their secondary, it didn't make sense to me. And especially with a young quarterback, like I feel like you want to make it easy on him. We should have run, play action pass.
To the tight end. I can't wait for Josh Allen to ever once complete a long pass down the field. Has he ever once? Ever?
Well, his deep balls haven't been accurate. I mean, people talk about accuracy. His short pass.
I caught two. I'm sitting in the 200 section.
His short to intermediate passes, I think, have been great this season.
I should have brought a Sharpie. I wasn't prepared for a celebration.
I don't know how many times. I mean, Jesus, if he's hit Zay Jones on like 25% of the times he's overshot him by 5 yards, we'd be talking about Zay in a different light. I mean, Zay's been open on deep balls. He had Brown.
Don't get me even started on Zay.
He's just been overthrowing these guys like crazy. Or
I don't even want to talk about Zay Jones because I don't want to talk about Zay Jones. He is garbage. He's a garbage player. We traded up for this garbage player who is he's on meth or some sort of I don't know what his problem is, but he's horrible and I hate him.
Well, 2 of the interceptions. I mean, I'm going to try it. Here I am defending Allen.
Fucking shock.
Allen had 3 picks.
4.
3, and Barkley had 1. Allen's second pick was the pass to Jones down the right sideline, or maybe towards you to the left. I can't really remember. And it was underthrown a little bit, but I've never seen a guy make literally no effort whatsoever to go up for a ball or try and he literally just it was unbelievable. He just jogged past, let the guy just catch it. Like, he could have gone up for it easily and broken it up or tried to make a play on the ball. And that was a horrendous effort. And then the second interception he threw to Zay Jones should have been incomplete. The rest was the call. And whatever, that was that.
Well, yeah, people on Twitter were defending on the first interception where he's running down the field. Well, so is the goddamn defender.
No, it was atrocious.
How is the defender able to stop? Is he not playing the ball? That's why.
He didn't even make an attempt to play the ball.
So we're going to lose to Mariota this week?
Oh, we're not going to talk about the refs?
We've already spent 18 minutes on this. The Patriots in our head, they live there rent-free. I don't want to talk about that game anymore. The refs are the refs. I called for intentional grounding 5 or 6 times. I think even the fanboy sadness people behind me were even like, well, I think that one was. I mean, you could look at the GIFs on friggin' Twitter. It's incredible. It's truly incredible. But
yeah, I've never seen someone just throw the ball. I've never seen someone ground the ball as much. He got called for 1 grounding, and he had to have grounded it like 10 to 12 times. I mean, I know some of them he just like spiked it as like a screen pass that was blown up. He just like spikes it, and I guess that's legal. But like, I mean, give me a break. Brady was lost, completely lost the entire game, and somehow I just don't know, man. I don't know.
So Mariota's going to beat us this week. The only positive thing I think it's probably going to be about 35% Bills fans there. It might be even more than that.
Yeah, I mean, the Titans. I feel like they're so hard to gauge because
they're a prototypical NFL team. They're good one week, awful, good, awful. They're a tough team to read. Their coach, sometimes I like him, sometimes I hate him. Vrabel.
So are they good enough to play 2 good games in a row?
I mean, I don't know how good do they have to play. I mean, their defense is going to have to be not that great, but their offense is going to have to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we played Mariota. What, we faced him only once, maybe twice, and he's never impressed me. Maybe we've only faced Mariota one time ever. That was the Tyrod Taylor comeback game win. But yeah, they beat the double-digit win against Atlanta last week. They blew out the Browns, but then in between that, they looked like they never, the worst team in the league against Jacksonville. And who else did they lose to? Houston, maybe.
I think Atlanta is just awful. So I'm really not going to take much out of a game against the Falcons because after the 28-3, they're done. They have to completely clean house, get rid of everyone.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're terrible. Well, just owning their players in fantasy has been. I just can't stand them.
Thanks.
But it's hard to gauge though. I mean, part of me is like, I can't see them scoring like more than 10 points in the game. But then I don't know. I don't know who's playing quarterback. I think that our chances of winning with Barkley are substantially less than if Allen plays. I hope Allen starts. I don't know. I think Barkley and Allen have pretty much the same propensity to turn the ball over based on their careers at this point. And I just think that Allen is more dynamic of a player in our offense. I just have
You're assuming Allen's going to play?
Being able to move the ball with Allen than I do with Barkley. And having Barkley play makes me nervous.
Barkley.
And I know you love Barkley.
Well, if Barkley gets all the reps in practice, which he's not, but he's going to come out there and he's just going to nickel and dime him to death. I mean, the guy's he's a stud.
He's going to nickel and dime throwing the ball to their linebackers. I mean, this guy.
He starts for the Bills. He's averaging 43 points.
Barkley, we are, as Bills fans, we have one start for Barkley, and he was awesome. There's no question about it. But we can't forget about his entire career.
I don't care about playing for the Bears 8 years ago when they played for the worst coach in recent memory, and a team that was.
I'm not saying that it's over for him. It just makes me nervous. It's just.
You know what makes me nervous? Is starting 17 off a concussion. Adrian Wilson. 2 words.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what Adrian Wilson means.
No, what does that mean? Is he like a safety on the Titans or something?
He knocked out Trent Edwards, and then we rushed Edwards back. Wait, are you a Bills fan?
Oh, didn't we?
You've heard of the Buffalo Bills before, right? Their football team,
dude,
AFC.
You can't compare Trent Edwards to Josh Allen. First of all, Allen.
We started off 5-1. It's almost the exact same, actually. It's like literally the same.
Allen, except the talent level of the 2 players, is not even comparable. You can't even compare.
One actually completed 60% of his passes before. Yeah, you're right.
Allen, Allen probably didn't even have a concussion. There's no way he had a concussion.
So he's still in. So 5 days later, he's still in the concussion protocol. Interesting.
Yeah, because I think if you have any symptom or show any possible sign of a concussion, you have to go into this protocol, even if you don't I don't think you have to be diagnosed with a concussion.
How many years were you a resident? What doctoral place did you go to?
Listen. No, I'm not kidding. I don't know how this works.
You're right.
Entirely, but
That's it. That's it.
My coworker just got diagnosed with a mild concussion.
This sounds like a very.
Listen, 5 to 6 weeks, no physical activity for a mild concussion. So I don't think being in concussion protocol means you had a concussion. They're just monitoring you, because you can get symptoms. You can get a concussion and not have symptoms start for days. So if you show any possible signs that you could possibly be getting a concussion, you go into the concussion protocol, and that's why there's these 5 stages that you have to get through before they clear you, because you might not show. He got hit head to head, so they're like, "Oh, you might
Was
have
this
a concussion."
coworker a male or female?
What?
Was the coworker a male or female?
Male. Not sure why that matters, but point being, Allen didn't have a concussion. He got hit head to head. He was probably a little wobbly afterwards, and they're like, "All right, you're in the protocol. We got to monitor you for a few days to make sure you're not you're okay." So I don't think you can get a concussion and come back within a week. I think if he actually had a concussion, he probably would have been out for a much longer period of time. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not a doctor.
It's highly likely that you are, but Titans 43-13 at Browns, they won. Home opener, they lost 19-17 to the Colts. Week 3, they lost 20-7 on a Thursday. And then the last week, 24-10 at Falcons.
Yeah, so they're a good team. Their defense is good. Offensively, they're 25th in the league in yards per game. Defensively, they're middle of the pack, and they're allowing way more yards than we are. They're middle of the pack on defense, maybe 15th around. So they're a pretty good team, but they're not anyone that we shouldn't be able to go in. It's going to be another ugly game. It's going to be another low scoring, ugly game, and it's hard to win a lot of ugly games. But I think if we can just sound so easy to say, but just don't turn the ball over, and the Bills should win. I think.
I wouldn't say they should win. I think it's quite possible we could win. I mean, it was much more likely if my boy Matty Barkley suits up, but
oh my god, dude,
I don't want a concussed idiot that can't complete a pass down the field out there. I mean, if his brain's any more cloudy, it's going to start raining.
Maybe this headshot knocks some sense into him.
That's how it works from Dr. Coast over here.
Well, he's got to get smarter with the running. I mean, granted, he was being tackled, and this shot was a little bit unnecessary. I think people went a little overboard. I probably did myself initially, but I don't think this guy was trying to knock them out perfect. But it was unnecessary. Allen was being tackled. He didn't need to try and lay wood on him like that.
The Titans scored 0 points in the second half against the Falcons.
What's that?
Tennessee scored 0 points in the second half against Atlanta.
Yeah, they were up 24-zip right away. I think I just remember from seeing the scores. I don't know, man. We'll see. It's still so early in the season too. Tennessee, we beat them last year at home, and that team, our team was terrible last year. So I don't know. I mean, Blake Vrabel doesn't really scare me, but I feel like when you're trying to win games 13-10, which is probably what we're going to try and do this weekend, you need luck to be on your side too. And we didn't have it against the Pats. We had a little bit of luck against the Jets, and that's it's tough to win a lot of games like
that. Why are we trying to win 13? Thank you. Why are we trying to win 13-10? That's the problem right there.
I just think that's what they're gonna.
Yeah, I know that's what. Because we got a concussed idiot that is either colorblind or doesn't know how to throw a football. But give me your prediction here.
I don't think we're gonna try and win 13-10. I just think that Tennessee has a good defense and it's a road game, and I don't think it's likely that we go in there and just light them up. But maybe you never know. Maybe we'll come out throwing like we did against.
We're definitely not going to light them up.
We have to be one of the top teams in the league right now in percentage of times we pass. I should have looked up that stat, but we got to be top 10 at least. I feel like every game has been 60-70% pass. My prediction is, this game is huge. This game is more. This is a huge game. I think if you want to be taken seriously, you got to win this game. Going to the bye, it's gonna be a long 2 weeks if we lose. 3-2, long 2 weeks. If we can pull this game out, 4-1, and then we got Miami coming home. I mean, that would be.
We know it's a monumental game. It's a huge fucking game. 4-1 versus 3-2. That's like the biggest swing. That's probably the biggest swing game in the end. I mean, other than like later on in the season, probably like.
Because we got Miami after the bye. We got Miami, Philly, and Washington in that order at home. So you pull this one out Sunday, you're looking at 6-2 at worst. I mean,
fairly likely too.
Huh?
Fairly likely too. If we win this game, it's likely that we would come out 6-2 at worst.
Exactly. That you're looking right at 6-2, and then what? We go into Cleveland. So I'm gonna just for the sake of the fact that it's been so long and we're just so due for this, I'm gonna take the Bills. I'm gonna take the Bills 27-17.
I've pretty much been against the spread of picking the Bills. I've been wrong every week. I don't know. If Barkley play, it's tough for me right now to pick this game. If Barkley plays, we win 24-10. If Allen plays, we probably lose 13-12.
What? What? Because of one game, you think Barkley's like the next Kurt Warner? I mean,
he's Kurt Warner without the talent around him. But I'm looking at pass attempts. The Bills are in the middle of the pack at best. Looking at money teams that have more. We have 147 pass attempts. We're in the middle of the pack at best. We're probably.
I mean, as percentage of. No, what I'd want to see is percentage of plays.
Well,
passes
go work
called.
for next gen
Allen's probably
stats.
got like 30 carries. So if you add like
my God.
25 pass attempts to our total, where would that put us?
Josh Allen would. That's his game is running. If he's not running,
but Dable calling pass play. I'm talking like Allen scrambling because not like a designed run. Like we're calling pass plays often. Is my point.
Yeah, too often because we don't have LaShawn McCoy.
Okay,
We'll talk to you now.
That's about it from Manager's Corner. Go fuck yourself and the fuck with your show coming up next.
We're going to the playoffs and you're going to take out one of our best players because you couldn't take a hit? That's a joke. That's an absolute joke is what it is.
Shit, I'm all about the Bills like Thurman Thomas.
Where's the youth game? We need an L. We need an L against Houston. We need as many L's as we can pile up from now until the end of the season. We're not making